Stop reaching for the chemicals. There's a much better way to get rid of those annoying little flies called fungus gnats. Sure, things like hydrogen peroxide are a quick fix, but they can damage the good microbes in your soil and lead to even more pest problems down the line. There is one method to get rid of fungus gnats that stand head and shoulders above the rest, and that is nematodes. These are worms so small you would need a microscope to even be able to see them. You might be thinking it's gross releasing millions of tiny little worms into your soil, which I guess it kind of is. But if it makes you feel any better, the nematodes can only interact with the fungus gnat larvae, making them harmless to humans, pets and plants, and even edible plants. It also helps to know that you can't see them with the human eye and they're not actually able to leave the soil. I'll break this down into 3 parts. Firstly, we'll talk about the plan of action, then I'll actually treat my plants, and finally, we'll talk about how to keep them away for good. Firstly, it helps if we understand the fungus gnat life cycle. It all starts when the adult fungus gnats feed on the dead and decaying matter in your soil. Then they go and lay their eggs in your damp soil. These eggs hatch into larvae, which is where they can feed on and potentially damage your plant's roots. After about 2 weeks, the larvae develop into pupae and then eventually emerge as adult flies. We're going to tackle the 2 main life cycle stages, larvae and adult, to stop the life cycle in its tracks. First, we're going to take out those eggs that have hatched into larvae. And you can do this by releasing those tiny microscopic worms called nematodes into your soil. What they'll do is hunt down and kill the larvae until none are left. When all the prey is gone, the nematodes will naturally die out on their own. Don't go getting any nematode because they don't all work for fungus gnats. There are well over 1 million species of them on Earth. Steinonema feltii are the nematodes most commonly used to treat fungus gnats, and I've linked to the ones that I'm using today in the description down below. They come in powder form, which you mix with water and then apply to the soil around your plant using a watering can. If you're not able to use them straight away, just make sure that you store them in the fridge because they need to be kept cold. Before you apply them, just make sure that the soil temperature is above 10 degrees Celsius and moist. Also, nematodes are UV sensitive, so don't apply them in bright sunshine. It's best just to apply them on a cloudy day or in the evening. This is a 10 square meter pack which contains a staggering 5 million nematodes. I'm going to empty this sachet into half a litre of lukewarm water and stir it until it's dissolved and broken up. This is your nematode concentrate, which can be mixed with up to 10 litres of water. Now it's ready, I'm going to pour it into my watering can and water all of my plants with it. Just make sure you keep the soil moist for 2 weeks once you apply the nematodes with your watering can. If you have a really bad infestation, you can repeat this process every 4 weeks until all of the gnats have gone. However, for me, all of my gnats were gone after 1 application. While the nematodes tackle the larvae in the soil, you can use these bright sticky traps to catch the adults still flying around your home. Simply place these traps in your plant's soil to catch any adults and prevent any more eggs from laying. Once the gnats have gone, my most important piece of advice is to let that top layer of soil dry out in between waterings, because the fungus gnat larvae need a moist environment to survive. Also, make sure you're using well-draining soil. You want quality soil that allows any excess water to escape from those drainage holes at the bottom of your pot. I get my soil from Soil Ninja because it is the highest quality soil that I've come across. There is a 10% discount code in the description down below. But now I want to hear from you. Have you ever used nematodes before? If so, how have you got on with them? Genuinely curious to know. And secondly, do nematodes gross you out, or are you willing to give them a go for a fungus gnat free home? If you enjoyed this video, you might like this video here, which shows you how to set up your monstera like a pro. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.